Hello everyone, welcome to Ignition.
And today we're fitting a oil catch can in our Mitsubishi L200.
Okay, so inside this lovely Chinese written box from our favourite place, eBay, is our oil catch can.
Yeah, they're a bit of a minefield because we were finding them from 20 euros to 80
massively
for exactly the same thing.
The same picture and everything.
Yeah.
So there's a massive variation, but we've gone for it was a 20-25 euro catch can.
Well, we went for this one mainly because it's got
in fact, let's show the box.
Drain plug at the bottom, because obviously we're not 100% sure how much fluids our vehicle's going to catch, so you've got to drain them out.
So here is the tap, so that will go on the bottom, and that will allow us to easily just empty the catch can rather than have to unscrew it every time. But what does a catch can do? I think we should read our favourite trusty Google facts.
Okay.
So a catch can. An oil catch can is fitted in line of the crankcase breather system. It is placed in between the breather outlet and the intake system. As the crank vapours pass through the catch can, the oil droplets, unburnt fuel and water vapour condense and settle in the tank. So that's going to catch old oil, unburnt fuel and water vapour.
So why wouldn't you have it?
Why wouldn't you have it? That's a very good question. Now,
Can you answer it?
I can't really. Well, it just seems stupid not to have it.
It does to me.
But they say it's best to install them from new. Obviously, this is 245,000 kilometres later.
But we are trying to clean it through. So we start at the beginning, we thought.
This is a cleanse, really. We're just trying to get it as clean as possible because it does seem everywhere has a drop of oil on it. So what we'll do.
So this is a breather system, isn't it? So we're going to cut into the pipe.
Yes.
And this will therefore theoretically take all that crud that Nath just mentioned out, and then put clean air back in. So our theory is that if we drain this and dispose of it correctly, and we're not putting the crud back through the engine, the engine should be cleaner and the environment should be slightly cleaner, not on a car like this. If you've seen all the smoke, it's a little bit pot calling the kettle black, that. But any help we can give it, we will. Why not?
Yes, so today's video we're going to be fabricating a bracket to try and install this.
And we're shit at that because we've never done it.
We've never done any fabrication, but I think we should crack on.
And we're both too full because we just had a fabulous curry. Well done, Mum.
Yeah, thanks, Mum. So we'll move the camera in and I'll show you where we plan on mounting it. Okay, so you join us in the engine bay. Now on the passenger side, this is a left-hand drive vehicle. There is a really nice open space here and there's multiple screws. Not entirely sure what they were originally meant for, but they're perfect for us to make a bracket. So in the firewall, we have this one screw at the back here, which should be perfect for us to build a bracket. Now, the bracket we're going to be making out of this thin aluminium strip, and our plan is to have it coming up, kink out over these pipes, kink towards you here, and then back up and mount it somewhere here. That's the plan. So
can't be difficult, can it? It's only bashing it twice.
How hard can it be?
No. So, a couple of monkeys like us can do that.
Yeah, so we'll crack on with that now and we'll see how good or bad a job we do.
Let's do it. So, plan is chop this piece of aluminium or aluminum, depending on where you are. And so we're just going to put a 2-layer kink in it, bashing it in the vise. How difficult can this be? So let's chop it off at, let's go for a couple of hundred, we can always shorten it. Okay. Should be like a knife through butter. Nice. So our plan is to come up around the 100 mil, kink it out and bend it up and roughly have 50 at the top. But any excess will go to the top and we'll see where we get to. So let's put a couple of marks on here and we'll see where we end up. Right, so I'm going to whack it in the vise. I better put a straight line on that so I've got some remnants of this being straight. It's not a beauty contest, is it?
Not really.
Blimey. And a little bash towards me then. Well, hey, so we've got that far, so now we'll put some holes in it and let's have a test bit.
So here is our bracket. Now I'm going to show us putting it near the hole, so it'll be roughly around there.
Would one like to mark where hole needs to go?
Yes, yes. So hole, we want this almost touching this ridge, a little bit off. So we want to go roughly about in line with that there. So we'll put a hole in the centre of that, just there. Next job is to prepare the 2 holes at the top for the catch can to fit to. Okay, so our plan is to round the edges off and make it nice and smooth. So we found the correct size socket and we're just going to put that on to create a nice curved edge which we can use as a guide when filing it down. So if you mark that up. Okie dokie. So we're going to plan roughly into the middle of this where to put the holes. So we'll mark a straight line across there so we can use it as a guide. Okay, so we marked the centre line and we just held that up central and then put 2 dots on it. Okay, so test fit time. Let's see how it looks.
So as we've only got one position to bolt it in, we've got the chance that it will wibble around, but we're going to use some knurled washers to try and grip it tightly.
Well,
that's not going anywhere.
That's not going anywhere. Even with finger tight, that's not going to move easily.
Okay.
So if we prepare...
So let's round the edges.
Yep.
Okay, so we've just purchased this because we thought we'd need to grind something eventually, and we've been messing around with it in a vise, with the drill in the vise, and it's quite dangerous. But never buy this. It is an absolute death trap. Having the 4 wheels, when you're doing this, as you can see, the knuckles are going straight on the wire brush. Agony, been there, done that. And also when you're doing that, to try and get to the edge, the wire brush can catch it and you can't stop that one moving. So I think the 4, just as a quick, from a novice's point of view, and I'm very much a novice, they sell them 2 at a time. Never having used one, we thought this would be ideal, but I can tell you for now, this is a absolute knuckle killer. But anyway, we've got it, so we're going to use it.
Okay, so we've taken the first layer of aluminium off of the piece, which will allow us to powder coat it, which we've just found out. We didn't know we could powder coat aluminium.
Aluminum even.
As my dad would call it, aluminum. So we're going to give it a try.
Because we can.
Because we can.
And we haven't.
Are we going to colour match it to the brakes blue?
Oh, it's not my car, it's yours.
I think we'll colour match it blue. So let's see how this turns out. If you want to know any more about powder coating, we've got a video which we will attempt to link in the description.
I'm going to clean it now because I have to do all the cleaning.
Yes, so we will join you back in a second when we have the final product. So here is our freshly powder coated aluminium bracket that we've made. Not bad for our first one, really, is it?
Well, we can powder coat, that's all
we can powder coat, and it's left a nice finish, nice and strong. So what we're going to do is get this in place, and then we can figure out how we're going to mount it. It does, I'm very happy with it.
Surprised by it. Okay, so here
we go. So we're going for the washer through on the front, so it sits nice and flush and doesn't damage our powder coating. And we're going for this knobbly washer on the back to lock it against the car. Right.
Do you want me to hold it, dear?
No, I think we're all right. Well, that is not going anywhere.
Perfect.
Okay, so bracket is in place. Oh, I'm happy with that.
Looks
Bracket's
nice.
in place. So I'm going to just take out this Allen key, it's only done in finger tight, this Allen key bolt in the bottom, and that's going to be replaced by our tap, but my dad's just going to put some PTFE tape around here to make sure it's a really nice seal and we don't get any leakage.
Never done this nicely, never looks nice, don't like it, but needs
Function.
to be on. Oh. That is the filter that the gunk is going to drip through, and the baffle to stop it coming back up, and the fresh air should theoretically nip out of that hole, so we assume.
Well, there's certainly PTFE rammed in there. Right, so the PTFE is still visible, but not massively. So that should stop any leakage. And then we've just got the final one, which is for the air filter.
Oh. Right, so we're at the point where we've now got it fitted. Unfortunately, unlike for us, because we normally do everything in a day,
we do.
We've minced today slightly.
We have, we've run well out of time.
As his mum, we're doing the shopping because it's COVID, so we're doing the shopping, so we can't be late, or, you know, my life won't be worth living. So sorry, we're going to have to do this a two-parter. At this point, this hints you to do a subscribe. So thanks for watching if you have.
Yes, and stay tuned.
Next one, let's get it in the car.
We'll get it in the car.
Aldi, here we come.